Hi guys, welcome to Let's Go Fishing. We are fishing the Vaal River today, fishing Forthright Fishing Adventures, one of my favorite places on the Vaal River. The camp we're on is Monopools. It's basically a sand island at Forthright that we're fishing on, and man, I've had some good memories here. All we're going to do today is do some proper bank angling in the Vaal River. We get a lot of questions on people that ask us on a frequent basis, what do you do in the Vaal River, how do you fish the river? And it's, for me, it's simple. When you come to Forthright, you fish it exactly the way you would fish a dam. Water's a bit up today, river's a bit high. Normally that makes the fishing a bit more difficult, but what we're going to do today, we're going to fish for the fish that bite. I'm firstly going to try for carp, and later on we'll try for muddies. We'll take you through today. One important thing to remember, we don't pre-feed, we rock up like you rock up. It's a normal fishing day for me. We left Rustenburg around about 4:45 this morning. It's just past 8 now. So a lekker days of fishing for us. No time to pre-feed for us, and I just want to emphasize what we do here is open and honest, and we've got nothing to hide. We want to share with you what we do in order to enable you to go do it when you go out fishing, to make you successful. Let's go fishing. I'm going to fish a shallow rod around about 45 meters. And the reason for that, we're sitting on a sandbank and it's quite a steep incline on that 45 meters down into the riverbed. And all I'm going to do there is fish 2 Haka oozing float. So the oozing float in the signature series is a soft bleeding float, and hence the oozing. So all I'm going to do is hook them up, and I've got a suspicion that we're gonna wait a bit for those first bites, because there's no feed in the water. And I'm just going to press that into the bomb like that, and the next one I'm just going to hook also more centerish, because I'm anticipating a longer lay. What I like to do is, now that they are in there, I'm just going to wiggle it a bit so that they come out quite easily. When the fish starts bumping on the bomb, that float is going to come out, and hopefully they're going to think it's something that either flees off or something that comes loose from the mealy bomb, and they'll pick it up. Normally the Vaal River, for me, quite easy fishing. I always fish chop in the Vaal River, the one, the only chop. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to try and fish other stuff and see if we can get other stuff for you guys to when you go to the Vaal River for a second option. So R2K, also one of my original muties that I have fished in many places and that I've been making for years. Original recipe for R2K is with signature series. If your R2K doesn't look like that, it's pure and simple, you're fishing with a copy, and in most cases a bad copy, because I've seen the other R2Ks on the market and they don't come close to the original one. What I'm going to fish with R2K is a little bit of Bloom of 21. So what I did for myself, we just fished the essays recently. So Bloom of 21 normally comes in a glass bottle, but we fished the Vaal Dam, and I did a bit more for myself in a 100ml bottle. I'm just going to put that next to the R2K and also just paste it down a bit on the bomb. You can leave this to dry on a bit. I don't want to do that. I want to get it into the water as soon as possible. And so that's my first combination, R2K, Bloom of 21. Hopefully we're going to catch a nice big carp with it. Let's get it in. My second rod, I'm also going to do something a bit different. Normally we fish a lot of either raptor floats or garlic floats in the Vaal River, but of late the devil's drag has been coming up and up and up. So our drag float is basically a devil's drag float, quite strong, very sweet, and the fish in the river just love it. The whole Vaal River system, Vaal Dam, it actually starts at Grootdraai, Vaal Dam, the Vaal River, Bloemhof. Everywhere we go, we do catch a lot of fish with this. This I'm going to pair up with a custard bullet as a backing, just to ensure that it stays on the bottom. I don't want it to stand up in the air, because normally when you do that in the river, you catch a lot of small yellows, and we want to try and avoid them. Those are the two that's going to go on my left hand rod. So let's get it on, show you how we do it. Okay, behind my two Devil's Track floats, I'm going to use a custard bullet. Just break that in half. They're quite soft, and I'm going to back up my float with a custard bullet. I didn't bring dough today. Normally my white dough is my left and right arm when I'm fishing. Purposefully didn't bring it today because I want to fish the ready-made products to show you guys how easy it can actually be. And the bullets, especially the custard bullet, is one of my favorite all-time baits for just a quick session. You don't need to make dough. You can use that. It becomes very soft in the water, and it backs up any soft bait perfectly. I'm going to fish strawberry jam with some Spitfire on my left hand rod. Now, strawberry jam is one of those dips that we don't speak a lot, and I've got a client in Klerksdorp, Bassworld, Old Wally. So when they order strawberry jam, they order a lot of it, and everything goes into the Vaal River. So we're going to try it here today. If it works downstream, it's definitely going to work here as well. Strawberry jam is one of those flavors that you can't really overfish it. It's very colorful, very bright, almost like an almond supreme color. And it's very sweet, and it's super smooth on the tongue as well, but don't eat too much of it. Don't put it on your ice cream. No, don't taste it at all. With that, I'm going to do Spitfire. So Spitfire is our clove dip, and this is very strong. Sometimes I think it's too strong. I'm just going to put one little drop like that, let it run down the ball. And if you want to fast track it, you can just do that. It looks like a lot, only one little drop, and that's how we're gonna throw it out there and see if the carp upstream from Klerksdorp loves it like they like it over there. Let's get it out. Guys, if you're wondering what I'm doing now, is I am preparing some millie bombs to create a bit of a muddy feeding spot. So, and that's a lucky thing about the Vaal River. If you rock up at the Vaal River, get your rods in as soon as possible, make 5 or 6 big millie bombs, and I'm going to chuck them in by hand. Now, how far can you throw them? 15-20 meters maximum. I'm not even going to throw them that far. I'm going to throw them on my right hand rod around about that 15 meters and leave it for about an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then come back to that feeding spot. I've caught many fish doing that in the Vaal River, and there's no place in the Vaal River where you can't do it. If the water is very shallow, then you have to go a bit deeper, maybe use a rod to throw them in. But this is one of the reasons why I like fishing Forthright, because you can do this on all their camps. Throw the bombs in, create that feeding spot, and we've caught some big carp off that feeding spot that's only a couple of hours old, and we've caught plenty muddies. I'm going to throw it in, come see how I do it. I like to add a little bit of flavor on the millie bomb. So what I've did here, especially for the muddies, you can either do the Lodewijk in our range or the Moerbei. So this is the Moerbei, the mulberry. I'm going to get them in. Let's get it in. That's about 15 meters. Try and get them in onto a spot. I don't want to get them all on top of each other. I want to create a bit of an area where you can cast into and catch the muddies there. Done, as quickly as that. A couple of millibombs in the water, leave it for an hour. I'm going to get a cold drink, wait for that big carp, and after we've had a couple of carp, it's muddy time. We've got our first fish on here, on the short rod. Man, oh man. Forthright magic. There's a lot of people that ask me why I do the backwind when it comes to fishing. It's just easier for me to backwind than to use the ratchet. Now the ratchet of the reels that I'm using, they're very good, but we're fishing thin hook links, we're fishing small hooks, and it's just more sensitive to backwind it. It's like fishing a center pin reel. As soon as the fish wants to move, you can control it, you can give it line by just backwinding, and when it comes forward, you're always in contact. Not that you're not with using the front drag of the reel. When I'm doing the big fish thing, then I'm using the front drag. I'm going to grab my net. This fish is coming to the side quite quickly. It feels like a decent fish. One nice thing about the Vaal River, you never know what you're going to catch. You can catch a barbel on a floaty, you can catch a carp on a fish fillet, you can catch a largemouth yellow on basically anything. And speaking of that, I think I might have a platkop on the line here. I might have a barbel on the line here. It's been zigzagging and it's fighting quite strong. So especially on a sandbank like this, all the fish patrols the edge of the sandbank. Wherever you find structure in the Vaal River, try and fish towards it. Don't fish too far away from it. They always keep fish, and it just makes the fishing a lot easier. When you've got a sandbank like this, try and drag them out. It just saves your hook links, because if I'm going to land this fish with a net now, 9 out of 10 times the other hook is going to hook into the net, and that hook link is not going to survive that. Not a big fish, but a result that HKGK float, the HKGK float, is renowned for catching barbel. And the reason why we catch a lot of barbel on it is the barbel also feed on, that's not nice, the barbel also feeds on the millibomb, and that HKGK float, the HKGK, it's got a sweet corn flavor, so just easy for them to pick it up. Not a bad fish, lekker for a start. The ice is broken now. Let's hope for a carp, and then we're going to catch some muddies. Let me get this out back. My shallow rod is ready to go back out. There goes my long rod. Let's go catch that one first. Come here. Yeah boy, hello. Where are you? Hello there. Ooh. Here we go. Hey, be a carp. Be nice, be a carp. It's picking up. Normally a good sign when you're fishing forthright and deep places in the Vaal River. As soon as you hook into carp, your line will go like this, and as soon as you hook the fish, it starts picking up, and this fish is going to surface more or less where I cast it, so very good sign. Should be a carp, but it's not a guarantee. I thought that I had some good carp on the line, and then you catch a small barbel like the one we just had, and that is a bit disappointing. But this feels proper. Let's hope it stays on. Doesn't find a snag, because that's also one thing about the river. It keeps on changing. Every time water comes down the river, or when there's a flood, what normally happens, it brings in new trees, tree stumps. It takes away some of the old ones, thankfully, and all kinds of obstacles can wash down river. So the last time I was here, just around about here, where there was never a snag, I lost 2 decent fish in a day, and subsequently I had to settle for less fish in the program. But this rod was in the water for around about that 45 minutes to an hour. Strawberry jam, your lekker ding, with that Spitfire, and those drag floats proves to work. You guys will see that I'm fishing a orange main line. So this is the double X high vis orange that I'm fishing with. Oh, it's a nice carp. It's right on the surface. It's the double X orange high vis that I'm fishing with. And what I like to do on my different reels, I like to, this fish is going towards that snag now. I like to color code the different thicknesses of line that I fish with. So whenever you see orange with me, you know I'm fishing 7 pound. Ooh, it's going towards that snag. Luckily it's sitting up high. Ooh, it's a nice fish. Yeah, boy, get away there, get away there. Oh, it's a nice fish. Let me just grab my net here. Come. Head first. Ooh, when you get nervous about a fish this size, and you've had fish frequently over 15 kilos, it just reminds you what a wonderful sport we have. This fish, I was speaking about that snag and talking about the line for a couple of seconds. I lost concentration, focusing on what I have to say, and this fish went into that snag. Luckily for double X, got it out. I'm going to put my rod down so that I can handle this fish properly. Fish care is one of our main things. Let's do it right. Lovely. Around about 4.5 to 5 kgs. Proper Vaal River carp. That devil's drag float, or the drag float like we call it in the signature series, it comes through in the system. That strawberry jam and that Spitfire, lethal combination for the Vaal River system. Anyway you fish in it. I'm going to grab a quick photo of this fish and then release it and try and catch another one. The photos have been taken. Let's get this beautiful fish back into the water. Here we go. My deep rod is ready to go back out. Those 2 drag floats with a custard bullet behind as a backing. That light pink on the bottom, that's the strawberry jam, and that darker red is the Spitfire. And on here I just added that little piece of a bullet to prevent the top hook from moving up. That nice carp that I had was on the top hook. And what this basically does is it prevents this from going up too far, and it just keeps this little bait closer to the millibomb. The main attraction is the millibomb, but if you keep that top hook from sliding up too far up the line, you keep it in contention. And since I've been doing that, I've been catching a lot more fish on the top hook. Normally 90% of the fish comes out on the bottom hook, but do this and you're going to be surprised on how many fish you can actually catch on that top hook. Let's get this rod back out. Before I was rudely interrupted by that very nice false right carp. I had this rod, my shallow rod, ready to go back out. So R2K, that dark green on the bottom, the light yellow is my Bloemhof 21 dip. Something that's setting, a dip that's setting South Africa on fire. And the two HKGK floats. So Heinrich, my cameraman, asked me, what does HKGK stand for? So in Afrikaans is HKGK. And no, it's not what you think. It stands for Hier kom groot karp. Okay? Alright, so now you guys will remember that. Awesome float, awesome dip. Let's get this out. Let's catch another one. About that 45 meters again. And it's very, very deep there. It's still going down, still going down, still going down. Dunks on the bottom. One interesting thing, if you guys want to measure how deep it is, if you take a P3 weight, so P3 weight is about how heavy? I think it's about 35 grams. That sinks against the tight line at around about a meter per second. So when you throw it out, stop it, keep the line tight, check your line, it will go down and you count 1001, 1002, 1003, and when it hits the bottom, that's how deep it is. This is set. Let's get a cold drink. Wait for the next one. I've got a fish on here. Sometimes in the river you get strange bites. So what happened here is it ran for a couple of meters and then it just started doing this. It just started coming to the right. And I must say, I am turning this day into a very difficult day because we've lost two very nice fish in the snag right here. I'm going to call it Loki's Corner from now on. I've literally bought that corner today with the amount of fish that I lost there. Two really nice fish. And what people don't understand is that makes or breaks your filming day. We try and catch bigger fish. We fish away from the smaller fish. And sometimes we do make it difficult for ourselves. People just want to see bigger fish, and that's what we try and catch for you on camera. Not as easy as it looks like. People always say, yes, you got a nice job. Come fish with me for one day. You might see the other side of me. I've done something different with my feed. As you guys know, I like to put in the level 5. Didn't do that today, but there's something else that I added. I added our betaine maize pellets and a bit of grit. And it's something that I've done the last couple of tournaments and done in my fishing over the last 3 or 4 months with great success. And I must tell you guys, it's something that really works for me. If you haven't done it, I'm going to show you how to do it, what I do. I basically just mix in the dry pellets and the dry grit into the feed, give it enough water in the beginning and make sure it settles. A lot stays behind and it just keeps the fish on the spot. This fish is moving over to the right, which is very good news for me, away from my corner. Let's go get it. I frequently get the question that people ask me, what line do I fish with? Now, I only fish double X leaders, double X main line, double X hook links. That's the line for me. It's never dropped me. Always had good success with it, and the people from Double X has carried me throughout my career. And this orange line is the Hivers Orange, 7 pound, my preferred line for the river. So when I fish the river, I'll fish 7 pound or 10 pound, the 0.25 or the 0.21. That's my choice for the river, with an 18 pound leader and preferably a 7 pound hook link, or at the most a 10 pound hook link. Why a 7 pound hook link? 7 pound hook link because if my fish runs into a snag, I want that fish to basically break free from that snag. A proper carp will be able to break that hook link after it's rested. 10 pound, it starts being a risk, although there is places if you fish in the rocks, rather fish a 10 pound than hook link than a 7 pound. And then when you fish reed flate races, go to fish one hook. I've made the change up off camera with this rod, change to one hook, and even if that fish goes into a snag, you have a way better chance of actually landing that fish. Oh, it's a beautiful fish. This rod was in the water for maybe 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And the mealy bomb hasn't even dissolved. So, man, they like the Signature Series feed and they love those pellets. Oh, beautiful. Come on, Frikkie, come to Papa. Almost like a bit of ghostness in this carp. We've got a shiny dorsal fin there. Come, Frikkie. Boom chakalaka. Woo, what a fish. Bloom of 21, R2K, HKGK float. Man, what a pleasure. I'm going to make a change up on this rod now. Time for some Almond Supreme. When it's hot like this today, Almond Supreme does the job in the Vaal River. I'm going to show you how I fish it. I'm going to get this fish back and then we're going to catch ourselves another one. Hey, winner. Alright. Thank you. Swim towards the camera. And behind that, I'm going to put that custard bullet. Normally I'll put a piece of white dough there. Didn't bring the white dough today. I said I was going to fish ready-made baits. That's the custard bullet for you. I showed you earlier how it looks. Jello Raptor. Where's my Jello Raptor? Oh my soul. This is Jello Raptor. Unfortunately, I made a mess of the sticker. Some of the muti got onto the sticker and wiped it. Let me get it out. Catch another lekker foresight carp. If you don't want to walk into the water, put your policeman on like this with a slack line. Make sure it's wet. Just let it go forward, wind and shake it off until where you want it. Don't move the mealy bomb in front. If you are patient, you can get it to where you want it. And just tighten up your line a little bit. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Ooh, lovely. There we go. Good news is I changed to one hook on this rod as well. I've moved a bit to the right, away from my rods, away from the snag, and decided to come onto the ratchet of the reel because this feels really good. And I don't want to jinx it now, but this feels like a proper fish, and this might be that foresight carp that I came for. We'll see now. There's one thing that I want to do, and that's to remind you about what to do on this channel. If it's your first time watching us, please hit the subscribe button as well as the notification button. Doesn't cost you anything on YouTube. When you do that, you'll be notified via social media when a new program drops. And please spread the good news. Tell your friends and family about us. Ask them to subscribe, because I think you've seen the up in our program content. We've been adding a couple of extra programs, and we're doing them more frequently, and that's because we're getting more subscribers, and it just enables us to do this a bit more. We don't do other types of advertising, and it's not all about selling product. It's about teaching people how to catch fish, showing them what the right techniques are, and just helping people at the end of the day. So help your friends and family, tell them about us, share the good news, do what we do, and be successful. This fish is coming in quite quickly now. Feels decent. It felt a bit bigger just now, but it's coming in quickly now. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's Mr. Whiskers, another catfish. That's one thing that happens in the Vaal River, especially when you're fishing either the drac or garlic floats. And on this side we've got that drac float. It's one of those things. It's a nice fish to catch. I can net this one because I only have one hook. It's not going to damage my trace. Come. Alright, my left hand rod, my deep rod's ready to go back out. Same bait, same distance. Just a flick. That's the lovely thing about the Vaal River. Anybody can cast to the fish. As I said earlier, I want to show you guys something special that I've been doing with my feed. Hey, went up. Ooh. That was quick. I just rebaited this rod. Oh, when come. There's something special that I did with my feed, and as you guys can see, I'm fishing the Signature Series 2 kg feed. A lot of people ask us what is the difference between the clear packet, which is a 1.5, and then the 3 kilo packet, and the green packet. There's no difference, just it's different weights, different packaging. Hopefully soon we'll do all of them in the green packet. What I've been doing is I've been fishing this feed for the last 2 years now, and I've been adding some grit. Grit is basically a very, very fine maize that they used to make knickknacks and stuff like that with. But it's also solid, and it goes into the feed, it becomes soft, but it stays behind. It's so fine that the fish can't really pick it up. And then with that I add the betaine maize pellets, and that is something that has just shot my angling up even more. And man, fishing the Vaal Dam, I've got so much confidence if I put those two products in, and sometimes when I feel like it, I even add the level 5 into that, and then it's mayhem. Didn't put in the level 5 today, didn't feel like it, but I think it might have made a difference today, but that's hindsight. This fish is heading for that snag again. Let me just pull it away from it. It's definitely not a barbel, doesn't fight like a carp. Oh, it's a muddy, I just saw it. Beautiful fish. Come muddy. This is what I like about the forthright muddies. The fight starts right under the rod tip. Not a big one, but a proper one. Here, bullet. Ooh. Boom chakalaka! Look at that muddy. That's our 1.6 to 1.8 kilo muddy. Looks like. What a bullet. What a fish. My favorite Vaal River fish to catch. Haven't had time to fish for them today. This one picked up on a carp rod. Maybe I'll put in a short rod. I don't know. I like fishing for these, but if those bigger carp are biting, man, that's also special. I'm going to get it straight back. Let it live to fight another day. Yo, lekker ding. Thank you, brother. So I'm just adding some Signature Series feed into my bucket. Normally I've got a mixing bucket that I mix it into, but I just ran out of feed, so that's going in. If you want to do it cup wise, it's normally about 4 cups of feed, 1 cup of grit, half a cup of pellets. I'm just going to add it in like that. That's more than enough. I'm not going to make too much feed now. So that's the 3 things that go together. You can add some level 5 to that. I'm not going to do it. Mix it through. That grit disappears into the feed. And now all we're going to do is add some water. Add enough water. Make sure your feed is really soft. And mix it through properly. If you add water and you press it like that, it's too hard. I'm going to add some more water, mix it through again. You must actually hear the water in the feed. Still too hard. A little bit more. Here we go. Yes, now it's nice and soft. Now you're just going to leave that. Leave it for around about 15 to 20 minutes. And you'll be ready to be fishing. Make sure you hit the spot, cast to that spot every time. It works for me in the Vaal Dam, it works in Bloemhof, it works in the Vaal River, so I can't see any reason why it won't work anywhere else in the system or anywhere else in South Africa. I'm going to get this rod back out, see if I can catch another one, and then it's almost time for us to pack up. When I caught that murray, I basically went from the HKGK floats to a Raptor hard float, just to see what the difference is going to be between a hard float and a soft float in the river. Still backed up by the Custard Bullet. Raptor Almond Supreme, like I fished on this rod, I switched to that, and then I just added a bit of chop chop. Instant bite. Without the chop chop, I got the carp bite as well. Unfortunately lost that fish in the snag. If you want to visit Forthright, check out their website. Strict rules at Forthright, but yeah, this place is definitely worth a visit. Quality fish. In all my time that I've fished Forthright, I've always caught quality fish. I've never camped here, and that's something that I want to try and do this winter. Come and catch some proper fish. I'm going to concentrate on this fish because we still have a long way home. I've got another catfish on the line. Man, they do love those table track floats. Well, this is the garlic float. Anything with a bit of garlic in the Vaal system will catch you a fish. Not the ideal fish for me to catch for the day, but we've lost 2 really big carp, and these small barbel, they're a bit easier to land. When they turn their head in the direction of that snag, I can pull them away. Those carp I just couldn't. Lesson learned. That's a nice fish. On a red slate race in the Vaal River, that's always special. Like I say, not the ideal fish, not the biggest fish. The result at the end of the day, they also like those betaine pellets. And when you do competitive fishing, just a pleasure if you can catch them. Yeah, well, now the people want to see how you look, man. Time to pack up and go home. Guys, thanks for watching our show. Remember to tell your friends and family about it. And if you come to Forthright, do what we did. Check out the previous programs on Forthright. There's a lot of tips and tactics there as well. Or just speak to Henning. He'll tell you what to do here regarding Signature Series products as well. It's been a blast, but we have to go home now. See you next time at a different venue. Keep safe, everybody.